What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, you're probably wondering what the hell this video is about. Basically, I want to test the waters and see what it will be like to drive with potentially my F1 2018 team. Now, when I recorded this gameplay, this was actually like a month or two ago, and the team that I'm going to pick, it's going to be Sauber, okay? I'm just going to get the cat out of the bag. Since then, this team has shown significant improvement in real life Formula 1, so much so to the point where I'm questioning whether I want to still drive for this team. So we'll have to wait and see. Ultimately, for F1 2018 career mode, I want to drive with the backmarker team, and Sauber are creeping up the field so much that this team may not be a possibility anymore, but we'll wait and see. Let's get into this video with the 2018 Sauber.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly.
I think what I'm going to do in this video is actually have a poll where you guys can vote for what my F1 2018 career mode should be. Now, this isn't going to decide what team I'm actually going to race for. I'm going to take it under consideration and make my choice of the team based on that. But I still want to wait actually until the F1 2018 game does come out. I want to see what the performance of all the cars looks like. And if Sauber is still at the bottom, then I think I will go for that team. Because what I want to do is do just like what I did with McLaren and take one of, if not the slowest car to being a front-running team once again. So that's something I really take a lot of pride and enjoyment out of doing, and get a real good sense of progression in a career mode. Because yeah, like I said, I enjoy building a team up from nothing to being an absolute hero. And if we jump in like a Ferrari or Force India, whatever else, I just don't feel like you'll get that true career mode experience, especially with the way that the F1 games have been the last few years with you know, the R&D and that kind of stuff. And you know, Sauber is a team that I feel like is one that's been on the rise this year. They got really good drivers there, Charles Leclerc, and he's going to be my teammate hopefully, and having him as my teammate would be absolutely awesome, seeing us come through the field and you know, potentially having him as a championship rival once we're in a position to win the championship. So hopefully everything works out. If not, I'll just decide based on, you know, I don't know, I'll weigh up my options once the game comes out. But essentially what we're doing here today is we're jumping in the Sauber and just kind of seeing what it's like to do kind of a career mode on a modern F1 game again. It's been a very, very long time since the last episode of F1 2017 career mode came out. I think it was the start of this year, maybe late last year. I can't even remember, it's been so long. So I just thought I'd, you know, get in the flow of things because, you know, F1 2018 isn't that far away, and just want to, you know, get used to it again. So we'll see how we go. This will be like a rehearsal. So out of all that blabbering, we got 19th on the grid in the Sauber, 2.9 seconds away from pole position. So, I mean, I was probably expecting this. I was expecting to be towards the back, but with a bit more practice, I really feel like we could have mixed it, maybe on the edges of the top 10, somewhere near there, 11th, 12th or something. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. We've still got a 50% race to do, so let's get on to that and see just how we do in a backmarker car.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good luck.
Thank you, Jeff. And might I say, it's been a while, but I've actually kind of missed you as an engineer. But don't get too comfy, alright? I still want to keep this professional. Welcome to the grid of Melbourne. Race strategy looks pretty interesting. They've given us the hardest compounded tyre to start the Grand Prix with, and I actually kind of agree with that. I've found as of late, if you can actually start on the hardest compounded tyre, it helps you tenfold later on in the Grand Prix We're going to be in a lot of traffic anyway. Any kind of positions we get at the start of the race are going to be absolutely crucial, and we need to make sure that we don't give up that position, because we're only going to make it harder for ourselves later in an effort to chase down the front running pack. So what I'm aiming for today is hopefully some points. I don't know if the AI are going to do two stop today. The plan certainly for me is to do the one stop and then pit onto the ultra soft tyres towards the end of the race and overtake a lot of cars with a whole bundle of pace. So we'll see how it goes. 5 red lights, and away we go for my home Grand Prix, driving as Marcus Ericsson in the 2018 Alfa Romeo Sauber. So it looks like a pretty slow start to the Grand Prix, going around the outside of a couple of cars into turn 1, seeing if we can play ourselves in nicely. Lost the back end a little bit through turns 2 on the run up to 3, and now we've got a Williams of Lance Stroll going up the inside into turn 3. Here we go up the inside of a few more cars. It has actually been a while since I've raced with 2017 AI. Like, for the last few months I've only been racing with people. I've only been racing online on F1 2017, so I've almost forgotten what it's like to race AI again, and this was certainly an eye-opening experience. Up into P15 now, so it's been a pretty solid start. Hopefully we can find a few more positions, as these guys just all pretty much trip over each other in heavy traffic in the midfield. We got the inside of Jolie and Palmer there, and that could potentially be P14. We're running with low downforce here today, 1.7 wings, pretty much a league racing setup. So this car is a little bit understeery, should be a little bit fast in a straight line, but this Sauber with the 2015 Ferrari engine, or 2016 Ferrari engine, is actually pretty slow versus even the Renaults, which is pretty disappointing. Around the outside into the third sector, and I think we might finally get Palmer here if we can just make it stick through here. No, we can't. That is life in the Sauber, ladies and gentlemen. Racing with Jolie and Palmer and not able to get the move done, even with an OP league racing setup. Maximum difficulty, no assists. It is struggle street. But to be fair, we are on the soft compound tyres. The hardest compound out of all the tyres. We're a compound harder than Jolie and Palmer, so you know, this is the slowest we are going to be all day today. So we'll take our pain, make sure we get some clean laps in, and hopefully charge through the pack towards the end of the race. But we got a virtual safety car. It looks like Nico Hülkenberg is out of the Grand Prix with what looks like an engine failure. So yeah, that's pretty much sidelined his race, and virtual safety car pretty much had no effect on the race. It was only out for like 30 seconds and then we went racing again. So as we kind of settle into the race now, you can see the gaps that are starting to form, and there's a massive one between us and Palmer. So quite a big spread between us and the rest of the field at the moment. We've now actually caught up to the back of Carlos Sainz, who has a problem himself. The engineer was telling us over the radio he's really struggling for pace, and yeah, he's pretty much the walking wounded at the moment. You can see just how slow he is. He's going defensive into the middle sector. I don't know why you're going defensive on a car that is just so much faster than you. You're not even in the points, so I don't know what kind of pride you're trying to hold by defending so much. We go up the inside into the middle sector, clean as you like. He finally concedes a position, and there we go. I think that's up into 12th place now, and he just falls into that midfield pack, and those guys are going to be pretty brutal back there. But settling into the Grand Prix now, you can see we're actually getting attacked by Kevin Magnussen into turn 1. We had to leave him space on the inside, and he looks pretty threatening at the moment. This is a replay from his point of view. He's got so much straight line speed in that updated Ferrari engine, or does he have a 2016 engine as well? I'm not too sure. I really should fact check that. But anyway, he's got the DRS, he goes up the inside, and I think the only reason he didn't get us there was just pretty much a lack of downforce, preventing him from following through there and getting P12. So we're doing well at the moment. We're holding position, but we're kind of losing touch with the cars ahead, and I was expecting this. Just got to keep consistent, keep burning fuel, and just running the fastest pace that I absolutely can at the moment. It doesn't help though that we're getting attacked by Magnussen. Tries to go around the outside through turn 3. That's never going to work on a player, that's for sure. And we still maintain P12 in this Grand Prix, as a few of the leaders have actually pitted now, so that promotes us up to P8. So next up is Valtteri Bottas. He's just come out of the pits. He's put on the ultra soft tyres. What for? That is a stupid strategy. 2-stop is way too slow of a strategy around here, but we're going to go for the dive anyway on Bottas, see if we can get some track position. It's side by side. He's going to have the inside for the next left-hander. There's no way we can pull that off in the car that we're in, on the tyres that we're on. So that is position conceded for us and just a little bit of time loss, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we might be able to jump Bottas in this race potentially if he's doing an extra stop than us. But cutting onto the action again, we can see Sebastian Vettel, who was one of the first leaders to stop. He's pretty much in the train as well. There's a few cars back there all lining up hot shots to try and jump me as soon as they can. Vettel gets past Magnussen, and now he's going to go on the inside of me heading into turn 1. For me, there's not much point in fighting this. Vettel is so much faster, already made his pit stop, and he's probably going to win this race based on his strategy with Bottas needing to stop again. So we'll just settle in behind him, grab some DRS, grab some slipstream maybe, and just get on with our race if we can. But yeah, interesting that we're only fighting with Ferrari-powered cars. A lot of inter-team squabbling at this stage. Again, here comes Magnussen around the outside now into turns 11 and 12. Just have that covered off, but then he spins us out at the high-speed chicane, and that is us pretty much out of the running of getting points today, unless there's a safety car. Here's a replay. You can see Magnussen. Oh, he was on the inside. He was on the inside. I saw his indicator come up kind of behind me there, but I didn't think there was an overlap between the two of us. Let's have a look at this again. This is from Magnussen's on board. He's just, he's not even overlapping. He's actually tagged the back of my car, and that's destabilized it. And we're the one that comes off worse for wear. Can't believe that. And all the cars that were on the racetrack there, I couldn't spin across, otherwise I was going to cause a massive accident. I had to do a loop on the gravel, which is absolutely cooked my tyres, and now we've got to get on with our race now. Pretty much last out of everyone in the race. Man.
We're approaching the pit window.
That sucks. That really sucks. We're in quite a good position there. And now we pretty much lost a pit stop, because now Magnussen has made his stop and he's rejoined behind me again. Here he goes on fresh soft compound tyres. There's a bit of contact once again, and he's got the better of us once again. And brake check me as well, you prick, for good measure. Cool. Yep. Lovely. Awesome. Do I really want to do a 2018 career mode? No, of course I do. Just the AI can be a bit funny sometimes, but we're coming into the pits now. It's time for our stop. I've actually extended this stint a little bit longer than what I would have liked. We're going to go into the super soft tyres and blast in some hot laps to the end now. Like I said, I really need a safety car at this point to get us back in the game, and that's why I was extending the stint a little bit longer than what I needed to, just in case there was a safety car. I was hoping that my tyres would be fresh enough to attack everyone, so we'll see how we go. Next up is Van Dorn. He's a few seconds up the road, so we'll have to play in for a few laps to get him.
The safety car is out. The safety car is out.
Thank you.
Form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive.
There we go. Thank you. Something positive for us to get back in the race now. Safety car deployed in the final stint of the Grand Prix. You can see there I was cutting between myself and the race leader Raikkonen. That is the difference between us and getting lapped. So based on that merit, we're actually only like 5 laps away from getting lapped. So yeah, that's how in trouble we were in this Grand Prix. But now we've been extended a lifeline. That's Verstappen having an issue on the start-finish straight. I don't know what his deal was. He was really struggling. But now we need to catch up to the leading pack. We've got Van Dorn right in front of us. He's not really going as fast as what I'd like him to. So if he doesn't hurry up, we actually won't catch up to the leaders.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
And the unfortunate thing with this game is it doesn't matter if the whole field is bunched up or not. The game is programmed to go back to green flag racing after 3 laps. So let's motor on in. Hope that Raikkonen drives really slowly to restart the field, and it'll give us half a chance maybe.
Green flag, we're racing again.
Okay, so it looks like we might just about catch up. If not, there's going to be a small air gap between us and the rest of the field. So here we go. I'm rubbing my hands together. I don't know if that was the right thing to do on microphone, but here we go. We have 7 laps. Oh, Van Dorn's out. Van Dorn's got a problem. His engine's gone. That's a 2017 Honda for you. But there we go. Cue the epic music. Halo 3 rock theme. let's do it. There's no other song I'd rather have to jam to while I'm trying to cut through the field, because when this song came on, back in the day, you knew you were getting shit done. But anyway, next up, Wehrlein. Teammate, let's make a statement early, before the F1 2018 game even gets released to a driver who is not even our teammate, or supposed to be our teammate in the game. Let's demolish him. Why not? Here we go. Wow, that's so slow for Wehrlein as well. He's on the soft compound tyre. Don't know why he's feeling the need to go defensive, but we're not even within 100 meters of him coming into the corner, but he's so slow. And that's like one major flaw in this game, is the teammate his pace is shocking. Even without the upgrades applied, I can see how slow my teammate is. Let's go up the inside into the fast chicane. Job done. P14. To be fair, we are a lot faster than him by having the softer compounded tyre on, but we get the job done. There was actually a bit of contact between the two of us, just like us and Magnussen, so quite lucky to get away with no crashes there. So here we go. Next up, Lance Stroll up the inside. That was actually really, really close between the two of us. We were probably actually touching, if anything, going through turns like 6 and 7 there. But job done. Next up is Carlos Sainz, who looks like has sorted out his issues in the second half of this race and is applying the blowtorch to his hero and mentor, Fernando Alonso. They're going through the final corner there. You can see we just lost a little bit of time. The final corner is always like really, really difficult at Melbourne. I always feel like I never quite nail that apex. Turn 1 though, never quite the case. We make up a lot of ground on Sainz, and now we're going to have DRS once again. And this is the spot where we can get the move done. DRS, rich mixture, go for a dive into turn 3. It's really late under brakes, locking up the inside front, but we get the job done, and that is 12th place. Holy crap. It's taking all of my skills to cut through this field. These guys are so fast. I'm like driving at 110% just to even stay with these guys. I've forgotten how fast these AI can be when you're in a slower car. Alonso makes a mistake into turn 3. Pretty much an unforced error, and that's us up in a P11. So getting through the field quite nicely now as we have a replay of Alonso. This is the last thing I was expecting from this AI in particular. Free position, thank you very much. He only missed the apex by like a car width, and that was all the invitation we needed to get the job done. But, oh my goodness. Next up, Kevin Magnussen. Don't for a second think that I've forgotten about our incident that happened earlier on in the race, where you pretty much spun me out by running into the back of my car at the high-speed chicane. So, with 2 laps to go, we can get our vengeance on this guy. He's currently running side by side with Kvyat, so this is a quite tasty battle we're getting. They've been side by side for pretty much half a lap now. Kvyat finally concedes in the Toro Rosso. They're going for the dive at turn 1 anyway. See if we can get the move done. We've only got 2 laps in this Grand Prix now, so got to get this done quickly. Magnussen is getting away in that Haas. Looks like he's pretty speedy in this Grand Prix. We go around the outside into turn 3. Kvyat comes over on us a little bit. It's still side by side through turn 4, and surely that should be the move. It is. 10th place. We're finally in the points. So, I mean, technically we've achieved our goal, but this is personal. I want to get Magnussen. It's the last lap of the Grand Prix now. Gap is like 1.3 seconds, so we're not quite going to get DRS on this one. So we're going to have to do it all ourselves on the last lap of this Grand Prix. We've got the super soft tyres on. We're going to have a pace advantage quite massively, but I just think we're going to run out of time. We've got the gap to 9/10 now as we go through the middle sector, but we just weren't close enough to do anything about it, and Magnussen is going to get away in this Grand Prix with murder. Not murder technically, but he did take us out and got no penalty for it. Across the line, P10.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
So it's P10 then, after a pretty up and down race. We got off to a really good start, cutting through the field. Our lack of pace really showed in the midway parts. Got taken out by Magnussen. Safety car completely bailed us out and allowed us to come back through the field, which we did quite well in the end there. P10. We didn't actually get a chance to rejoin on the back of the field as well. We had to make up the gap as with our pace towards the end there, and it's P10. Not too sure how I feel about that. On the one hand, it is awesome to get in the points in a Sauber, which is a much more difficult task in the 2017 game. But the fact that we just let Magnussen slip out of our grasp can't quite help but feel like there was some unfinished business there. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. To see plenty more F1 2018 content. And vote for which team I should drive for my official F1 2018 career mode getting underway in just under 2 months. I can't wait. Until then, I'll see you next time. Not until then, because I will make a video in the next 2 months. Until my next video, which was what I was meant to say, I will see you next time. Good job.